Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Local. I'm here with Corey Brown and his beautiful assistant Susie, again from Elevation Hydration, or if you want to go online, it's Elevate to Hydrate, right?
Hydrate to Elevate.com. That's all right, it's just backwards. Hydrate to Elevate.com.
All right, so can you had touched on this a little bit before. You have a background that got you into vitamins. You didn't just start out with bags of vitamins, right?
Yeah, so I'm credentialed as a paramedic still. I just don't work on the ambulance anymore. So I spent 9 years on the ambulance here in town responding to a lot of emergency calls for service, and made a lot of good connections in the community, obviously, with all the police officers that I'd run calls with, fire department, all that good stuff. But as far as getting started with what I do now, I have a medical doctor that's a friend up in Denver. He's an anesthesiologist, and he used to oversee some hydration clinics up there, and kind of brought the idea to me, and he said there's nothing like this in the Springs, and this is an excellent means for recovery, very affordable and a lot quicker than most ERs and urgent care, so I think you should kind of pursue this. So I sat on it for a couple weeks and I was like, yeah, I need to go for this. You know, with my medical background and my passion for what I do, it was just a really good fit. So that's kind of how I jumped into the hydration business.
Yes, and we have some firsthand, advertising for you here, because the gentleman that's going to be on our next segment came over and said, my mom did this, had the flu, and went through 4 different antibiotics, had the flu for 3 weeks, came in, and felt amazing. She couldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to hear that, actually. The last 2.5 months, we got hit really hard with cold and flu-like symptoms in Colorado, across the nation, honestly. But we saw a big spike in our clients jumping up from coming in with either, it was funny, December was hangovers from all the holiday parties. But we saw a lot of cold and flu-like symptoms as well. And it's really nice to hear the feedback from people. You know, they're typically saying, like, I tried all this different stuff, all these doctor's visits, nothing was working. They came in and get what's called our Immune Tune hydration package. And I'll explain what's in that here in a second. But they were talking about how their fever would disappear pretty quickly, body aches, all this stuff. They just felt way better than they had in weeks. But the Immune Tune package itself comes with vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and glutathione, all things that are really good for boosting the immune system and just kind of getting your body back to a normal state of like, oh my gosh, I feel healthy again. But like I mentioned earlier, we're doing a Myers cocktail for Susie today, which is kind of a little step up from that. The way I advertise this is like a supercharged multivitamin in a bag. Okay. So they're all going to benefit people. They all have different goals or stuff that we're kind of aiming for, whether it be symptoms or if you're an athlete training for something.
Okay, so how many different packages do you have?
So I offer 7 different hydration packages. There's a basic, which is called the Elevate, starts at $65, and then it goes all the way up to the Myers cocktail, which is $135.
All right, and for someone new that's moving into town, you know, you're kind of short of breath, you feel a little dizzy, a little headachy, this is perfect for them.
Absolutely. The 2 recommendations I'd make for somebody who's having trouble with the altitude and whatnot, or like some headache symptoms, we have one called the Incline. I named it after the Manitou Incline because the altitude.
Right.
That one's really good because there's some amino acids in that that kick up your nitric oxide production. Basic, simple way of looking at that is it's going to oxygenate your muscles so they don't fatigue nearly as quickly, and it also comes with a can of Boost Oxygen that is nice. You can take that with you. You don't have to use it all at my clinic. The other good one is going to be the Myers cocktail again, because the magnesium that's in this is really good for headache and migraine symptoms. It has a very calming effect on the central nervous system. It's also known as a smooth muscle relaxer, so it can help with breathing problems as well.
All right, well, let's talk to Susie, see how she's enjoying this Myers cocktail. You said this is kind of a stronger one, right?
Yes, this is a little bit of a custom package for her this morning since she's decided to come in and help me out. But it's not too far off of what I offer in the clinic.
Okay, so. How are you feeling today?
Great.
You feeling good?
Yeah. Definitely better, like hydrated, and you know the altitude sometimes does get me when the cough, especially so dry.
Okay.
So this is perfect.
This is perfect. How often do you get these done?
About monthly.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
really? I do. Okay. Have you tried kind of all of them?
Pretty much. I started with the Elevate. I've done the Weekend Warrior. Definitely gotten a bunch of B12 shots. Also L-carnitine, which just helps with fat loss and weight loss. So I try to add a little extra vitamins to my IV packages.
It seems to be working well. I mean, you look amazing, so it's working, right? It's kudos to you.
Well, no, it's all this. It's all the good stuff in the bag. So.
Do you have any crazy stories? My producer said maybe you saved a wedding.
Yes, I thought you were going to ask me about like crazy ambulance stories. I'm like, I have a ton of those. But no, I've actually saved, I've had a couple of gentlemen come in that were literally getting married that day, and they had a really good night the night before. Their buddies took them out, a little too much of the sauce, and they came in, and so what I did is hooked them up with a hangover cure, and within about 30 minutes, literally took them from like 0 to hero is kind of how I describe it. And they were like, dude, you saved my wedding day. Thank you so much. So it's a good feeling, you know, like I'm giving somebody the gift of health and they're able to go do whatever it is they're going to do. Get married that day, athletic event, whatever it is.
I love it. I love that there's no judgment. You're like, they come in hungover, like
We've-
not even ready for their wedding. You're
We've
like,
all
I got
been
you,
there,
boy.
so it happens. Yeah, it happens.
I love it. If you're interested in checking out Elevation Hydration, go online to
Hydrate to elevate.com. So it's hydrate, TO, elevate.com.